Hiya. So I've left this to set overnight now. It's been, I'd say about 14 hours, something like that. So yeah, it's nice and hard. And now I'm going to try and demold this. Here's hoping that the Vaseline thing that I set down before will help. I am working over just a dustpan thing just to catch all the sort of bits falling off. But yeah, I'm literally just caving in the sides, starting there. Also breaking up the sort of flashing edges, the bits that when I was doing the sort of rotation stuff went a bit higher, that I ended up filling the cast to. So I'm just breaking all that stuff off as well. Your mould is going to come apart. Already it's starting to give out on me. I've realised I'm going to go back and mention in the first video that these are one-time moulds. There is no way that I have seen or found yet to successfully remove a cast from a plaster bandage mould without breaking the mould, especially if you have something like a chin. So that little indent there makes it a lot harder. If you're just doing the face bit, then it's possible that it will just sort of fall out, but I don't actually know. So that's something you may want to look into if you want to try and have the mould. So I'm just sort of working around the edge, just sort of pushing it in, scraping all the excess out. On the plus side, all of the plaster along here has so far come off very nicely, so that means the sort of Vaseline thing definitely did something. So yeah, I'm still just working around the edge. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to show you everything, but just bit by bit working around the edge. I could try moving the camera, but I've got plaster all over my hands already. Goes without saying, on this one again, you want to just make sure you wear clothes that you don't mind getting mucky, because yeah, the plaster does still get everywhere and it does still make a mess. Less so than when you're casting, because obviously the plaster's already dry, but still it's a bit dusty, a bit messy. So you want to put something down. So there you can see I've just got a pan that I'm just putting all of the bits that fall off into. I've got to have that one. So I'm just noticing random things. But yeah, just breaking around the edge. Also, what I think this is helping as well is breaking the sort of helping release the cast from the mould. Just starting off that anyway, around the edge, by folding it in. Do be aware though, the cast is relatively heavy. It's not like crazy, it's what you'd expect for that amount of plaster. But yeah, just be aware that it will unbalance quite easily if you hold it down one end, and you don't want it falling and breaking at this point, because there's no going back. Could have done that sooner. So now I'm just looking at the outside, trying to figure out, and just starting to peel off the plaster strips from the outside. You're going to make a mess doing this. It's already doing that for me. But yeah, just breaking around and it's already coming out. So just pulling on that all away, trying not to drop the face cast as I do it, because that will not make me very happy. That actually came off very, very smoothly. But yeah, there you go. A couple of sort of bits I'm going to need to sand down. You can actually see that it did actually mould the duct tape on my forehead, so I will be also sanding that down just to get it flush. But all in all, you can actually see a very successful and pretty accurate cast of my face. Give us a second, I shall show you next to my face. Hey! There you go. So, there you go. That's my face next to the cast of it. I have made a complete mess with the plaster, so again, you do want to put some newspaper or something down just so that you have some way to contain the mess that is the plaster. But yeah, also around these edges I'm just going to go around and neaten those up. But yeah, for a first attempt as a plaster thing, I'm actually really pleased with how this came out. It does need a lot of polishing, and I'm going to look into some sort of sealing methods to see if there's a way to sort of just seal this up so it lasts that little bit longer. But yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Thanks for sticking with me this long if you managed to make it. And I wish you guys all the best in your own face casts. Again, if you have any questions, you can drop me a message. I will try my best to answer them, or I'll send you somewhere where I find some of my answers if I don't actually know how to answer that myself. But yeah, I hope you found this useful and that you guys managed to find a way that works for you to get one of these, because I am so excited to use this for Halloween now. I did leave it a bit late, so I'm not going to be able to be quite as ambitious as I thought I would this year, but I will show you guys what I'm doing and how I'm doing it for this year's costume. Again, just keeping that one simple, and then I will work on more elaborate things on other years. And also what I might do at some point is make a second cast that actually goes back a bit further, because this cast only goes up to about here on my face, if you can see that. And I'd like to see if I can get a second cast that will go more back, like right back to the ears. That was mostly just because I didn't pour as much plaster into the mould. But I did get the front of the face, and that's got most of the face structure. So anything beyond that, it is a bit more flexible, especially if you have most of the cheek and the sort of the cheekbone and where it's going. So I'm not actually disappointed with this. I'm very happy with the amount that I got. I just will make another one at some point now that I know how to, and now that I know that I can, just to sort of work on the method, improve it, and get myself a bit more to work on for any future things I might try. So yeah, I'm not going to show you guys the neatening up of this, because that's going to take a good while to figure out. But I'll show you what it looks like once I've neatened it all, when I show you what I'm doing with it for this year. Again, thank you, and good luck.